بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم، والصلاة والسلام على أشرف المرسلين سيدنا محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. This is Mr. Nabil Adam from Markia Secondary School. Today, I'd like to present you a sample of placement test. Placement test from Speak Out website. هل تستطيع حل 200 سؤال اختياري في أقل وقت ممكن؟ The Speak Out placement test is designed to as a diagnostic tool for use at the beginning of a course. ده اختبار تحديد مستوى، هو اختبار تشخيصي يقيس مستوى الطالب قبل بداية الكورس. It will help the teacher to place students at the correct level in groups of similar ability and to decide what pace and approach to adopt. بيقول لك هذا الاختبار هيساعد المعلم انه يضع الطالب في المستوى الصحيح في مجموعات تناسب قدراتهم، وتحدد ايه الطريقة اللي ممكن يستخدمها مع الطلبة دي. The test has a multiple choice format of 200 questions and covers the grammatical structures and vocabulary in the 6 levels of Speak Out. بيقول لك هذا الاختبار هو اختبار اختيار متعدد ل 200 سؤال بيغطي القواعد والكلمات على 6 مستويات. If you have some idea of your students level, you could direct them to answer specific parts of the test. لو انت عندك خلفية وعندك فكرة عن مستوى طلبتك، ممكن تقرر الجزء اللي ممكن يختاروه لحله. Suggested entry points are، احنا قلنا ال 200 سؤال مقسمة هنا لأربع أجزاء أو أربع أقسام. For starter and elementary level students, questions from 1 to 50. يبقى هنا المستوى التمهيدي اللي هو من حل أسئلة من 1 ل 50. And for pre-intermediate level students, questions 51 to 100. ما قبل المتوسط اللي هو ما دون المتوسط 51 سؤال، من 51 ل 100 رقم سؤال 100. For intermediate level students, questions 101 to 150. المستوى الطلبة المتوسطة من 101 ل 150. For upper intermediate and advanced level students, questions 150 to 200. يبقى هنا من مستوى فوق المتوسط أو مستوى متقدم الطلبة يجاوب على أسئلة من 150 ل 200 سؤال. هنعرض الأسئلة بالكامل من 1 إلى 200 ونحاول نحلها في أقل وقت ممكن. Scoring and placement، هنا درجات وتحديد المستوى. If you get 0 or 15 marks you are a starter level. لو جاوبت على حصلت على درجات من 0 ل 15 من المستوى المبتدئ. From 15 to 30 elementary، ده طبعا هي المستوى التمهيدي. 31 to 50 elementary. 51 to 75 pre intermediate قبل المتوسط أو ما دون المتوسط. 76 to 100 pre intermediate، ومحدد اليونتس المفروض تدرسها. From 101 to 125 intermediate. 126 to 150 intermediate. 151 to 170 upper intermediate. From 171 to 185 upper intermediate. أما اللي بيجيب 186 أو فما أعلى أو أعلى من كده advanced level يعتبر مستوى المتقدم. It is important to note that the placement test is not designed to test listening, speaking or writing skills. من المهم جدا تلاحظ ان الاختبار اللي انت هتشوفه دلوقتي تحديد مستوى مش مصمم انه يختبر الطالب في مهارات الاستماع والتحدث والكتابة. لا، a short over interview alone or pairs would give you a more realistic picture of the learner's communicative ability and help you decide if he or she should be placed at a slightly higher or lower level than that indicated by the placement test. يعني ممكن تعرض مقابلة شفوية شخصية، كن فردية أو ثنائي، من خلالها تعرف إيه مستوى الطالب وقدرة الطالب في التواصل وتحدد مستواه. If feasible, a short piece of writing would also help your final evaluation. لو طلب من ممكن تطلب منه يكتب موضوع قصير مثلا، ده يحدد برضو إيه قدرة الطالب في مستواه في مهارة الكتابة. الانجليش بليسمنت تيست اللي هو اختبار تحديد المستوى في اللغة الإنجليزية زي ما قلنا هو 200 سؤال مالتيبل تشويس، اختيارات للقواعد والكلمات من الأسئلة ماشية تدريجيا من الأبسط أو من الأسهل إلى الأكثر صعوبة حتى نصل للسؤال 200. أنا عندك هنا التايمر موجود عندك 60 دقيقة أو ممكن ساعتين 120 دقيقة، ممكن أضغط عليها وكده نشوف مجرد أضغط عليها تبدأ التايمر. وبعد كده في نهاية الفيديو أو في الكومنتس هعمل لك إيه، أبعت لك الرابط للاختبار لما تحب تشوف الاختبار بنفسك. هنحل مع بعض الأسئلة وهنقول لك إيه ليه اخترت الاختيار ده وكذا وأظلله الإجابة الصحيحة. وبعد كده انت ممكن تضغط على الرابط تحت الفيديو علشان تحل الاختبار مرة تانية بنفسك. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. لو ضغطت على الرابط كده هيجيب لي صفحة الاختبار، ملف وورد زي ما انتم شايفين اهو، speak out placement test underline the correct answer A B C or D. هنا the first question is answered. أول سؤال اللي هو زيرو محلول اهو قدامك I a student of English I am a student of English. يبقى دايما شايف ان الإجابة ظللتها بلون أصفر اهو I am a student of English. Number one Tim and Sue teachers. هنا are teachers, is teachers, isn't teachers, aren't teachers. Of course Tim and Sue are teachers. So I'm talking about myself and I'm talking about the teachers. Number two, this Sebastian he's Japan, Spain, Italy, French. يبقى he's هنا نجيب بعدها الجنسية زي ما انت شايف هنا جابان وسبين وإيطالي دي أسامي الدول، يبقى نختار ايه كلمة French. She's from Dublin, she is Irish. يبقى she الجنسية يجيب بعدها ايه she is Irish. They Welsh, they are from Scotland. هنا aren't, isn't, are زي ما تشايف هنا زي ما ناخدش ايه is ولا isn't، يا اما are يا اما aren't. اللي من اسكتلندا مش من ويلز ولا جنسيتهم ويلز، يبقى they aren't Welsh, they are from Scotland. طبعا لازم تكون عارف ايه اسامي المناطق الموجودة في United Kingdom. Is your first name، يبقى what is your first name. Those are your books and are mine. هنا عندك جمع يبقى ايه these are mine. I love music but I like TV. I تيجي بعدها ايه I don't like TV. She likes sport question يبقى ايه does she like sport. When have lunch يبقى ايه when does he have lunch. Do you like DVDs؟ بعد like بعدها ing but do you like watching DVDs. They start school at 8 in the morning. هنا school من غير حرف جر يبقى they start school يبقى no article or no preposition. Peter's name is Michael. Peter's هنا brothers. طبعا مايكل اسمه ولد يبقى brothers هنا apostrophe s الملكية brothers name is Michael. She is very friendly but she very quiet. She is often نجيب verb to be قبل الادverb is often أو never. ننتقل للمجموعة الثانية على الجنب اليمين هون. هنا 14 he hasn't got brothers and sisters يبقى any brothers and sisters. They went to the beach with some friends Sunday. طبعا حرف جر on Sunday. What your father look like يبقى what is your father. What does your father. طبعا what does your father look like. الفعل look يبقى نجيب مع does. How many children got. هنا نقول هنا how many children they've لا نقول have they. نجيب الفعل مساعد قبل الفعل. ليه ما قلتش do؟ لأن هنا got صرف بتاعت الفعل. She jeans to work يبقى she usually wears jeans to work. هنا تعبر عن عادة يبقى present simple. Two armchairs and a sofa in the living room يبقى there are. There aren't wardrobes in the main bedroom يبقى there aren't any عشان negative. You buy shoes in a post office. طبعا you can't buy shoes in a post office. There are a lot of CDs. The shelves on the shelves مش above لأن هنا على مباشرة على الأرفف CDs. The cinema is the bank. The cinema is opposite the bank. ما ينفعش next لأن next نيجي بعدها to ولا in front of. Can I have a of milk? A carton of milk. علبة الحليب. Next. How many? There is butter in the fridge. There is some butter in the fridge. جملة positive. نختار هي some. How vegetables do you eat every day? خد بالك كلمة vegetables جمع countable. يبقى how many vegetables. يعني ما ينفعش how much هنا. 27. He afraid of the dark when he was young. خد بالك ان الجملة في الماضي يبقى he was or wasn't. He wasn't afraid. We born in 1985. We were born. My birthday is on February. خد بالك من الأرقام. ده حرف جر. الأرقام هنا في عندك اختصارات. 10 يبقى يجي بعدها TH 10th. February 10th. في عندك ST وفي TH وفي RD وفي ND. They do a lot of sport when they were at school. ده سؤال. يبقى do they do. هنا الجملة في الماضي يبقى ايه did they do. We to New Zealand when I was 6. هنا الجملة في الماضي يبقى ايه we moved. They a taxi to the airport an hour ago. برضه الجملة في الماضي يبقى they took a taxi. Did you last see them. هنا ده سؤال يبقى ايه when did you last see them. We went at the weekend. We went ايه we went shopping. We went shopping. Is the Chinese food than Thai food. هنا عندك than يبقى ناخد ايه comparative adjective ER better. Today is than yesterday. يبقى هنا عندك مقرر من الاثنين يبقى colder. He stayed at the hotel in the town. لما عندك ذا تاخد ايه superlative adjective the most expensive hotel. Can you tell me the to the library. Can you tell me the way to the library. They their homework now. عندك كلمة now يبقى ناخد present continuous. They am is are ing. They are doing. We walked 10 kilometers so we hungry now. عندك كلمة now يبقى we are getting hungry now. العمود الثاني اللي على اليمين. What doing at the moment. عندك at the moment يبقى present continuous. What is he. نجيب verb to be قبل الفعل. He goes to work train. كل مواصلات حرف جر ايه by. He goes to work by train. On the train. لو عاوز تقول on the train. You drive a car in the center of town. It isn't allowed. بيقول لك غير مسموح. يبقى هنا you can't drive. You can't drive. You to walk. You can take a bus. خد بالك من عندك كلمة to. يبقى ما ينفعش mustn't ولا must. في عندك هنا you can take a bus يبقى you don't have to. He to move to another country. عندك هنا he won't. ما ينفعش he won't لازم يكون آخرها s. He'd like to. He likes. He goes يبقى he'd like to. He'd like to. I am learn to cook. هنا I am بعدها am is are ing. I am going to. ما ينفعش I am going بس. I'm going to learn to cook. Don't stay up late or you be tired tomorrow. Don't stay up late or you will be tired. You will be tired tomorrow. Let's tennis this afternoon. Let's play tennis. I've got the flu. I take some medicine. هنا I should. You spoken to Jenny. هنا خد بالك spoken تصريف تاء للفعل يبقى هنا have. ما ينفعش has. You have you. Does this that jacket cost. هنا مثلا على السعر نقول how much. did you leave your job؟ هنا بشوف أنسب سؤال. أقول why did you leave your job؟ they fly to India. هنا they خد بالك ما تاخدش doesn't ولا has. they ما تاخدش haven't لأن يجي بعدها تصرف الفعل يبقى they didn't fly. you like coffee؟ would you like coffee؟ would you like coffee؟ 55. I go home now. أنا عندك now يبقى أنا present simple present continuous بس ما ينفعش want أستخدمه في ال continuous يبقى I want to go home now. She in Belgium at the moment. عندك at the moment present continuous is living. Nick gets up at 7 o'clock and leaves for work at 8 o'clock. He does this every day from Monday to Friday. دي عادة يبقى Nick always gets. We go shopping month. هنا عندك عدد المرات once نجيب بعدها once a month مش موجودة يبقى twice a month. I am not keen on بعد keen on ing running. What tonight ده سؤال يبقى what are they doing tonight؟ continuous. 61. Are you the new exhibition at the National Gallery? Are you going to see? Are you going to see? Laptop is that is it Bob's؟ هي بس على الملكية أقول whose laptop. I have never جي بعدها هي تصرف الفعل. I have never done a dangerous sport. Do a sport. he ever flown. هنا present perfect يبقى has he ever. You be late for school again. هنا أقول هنا you mustn't be late. You wear a suit. It's a very formal party. يبقى هنا you have to لأنها حفلة رسمية. I dinner when I heard a strange noise. هنا عندك when يبقى أستخدم past continuous past simple. I was cooking. When did she decide to get married? '69. We should avoid جي بعدها ing traveling. He studied Spanish last year. هنا من غير ذا لا هنا عندك خد بالك هنا he's studied اختصار he has يبقى استخدم since من غير استخدم since عشان present perfect. اما لو مش موجود has هنا لو قلت he studied Spanish يبقى last year على طول بدون since. I don't think I get the job. I didn't answer all their questions in the interview very well. هنا I don't think I'll. هنا I don't think بعدها positive و future. She here this weekend. She might be. She will be ما ينفعش will being. Want to be ما ينفعش. May to be ما ينفعش. يبقى she might be. هنا الماضي verbs نجيب بعدها infinitive without to. We haven't seen them years. هنا برضو هنا haven't present perfect نستخدم for years بعدها مدة زمنية. How long have you جيب بعدها تصرف الفعل. How long have you known. I wear a uniform to school. هنا تعبر عن عادة كتحصل الماضي. I used ما ينفعش هنا I used لأن بيجي بعدها to. هنا I used to من غير دي ما ينفعش. I didn't هنا negative يبقى I didn't use to wear a uniform at school. Did they in Australia. هنا did يجيب بعدها الانفينيتيف. Did they used to without the. 77. She is moving to Canada. She can study English. هنا she can study English ده السبب. وهنا في she can جملة تامة so that ما ينفعش in order to. أما in order to study. I traveled around the world for a year. Learn about other cultures يبقى to learn. he married the girl used to sit next to him at school. يبقى who. The girl who. Children spend hours watching TV. هنا hours countable يبقى too many hours. ما ينفعش too much. I don't have to do the things I enjoy. I don't have enough time. I don't have enough time. ما ينفعش some time. And negative. 82. Can I try this coat please? Try يجي بعدها حرف جر on. Try on يعني يقيس. It's a beautiful house I've ever seen. لما تلاقي عندك present perfect يبقى هي the most beautiful. Superlative adjective. There is more traffic and space to walk in the streets nowadays. هنا في more traffic و no less space. أقل مساحة. I think traveling by plane is easier than traveling by car. هنا easier comparative ما فيش ما استخدمش more لأن more مع long adjective يبقى هنا easier without anything. She worked as a teacher in Africa. أسامي القارات بدون أداة قبلها. They live in the south of France. أسامي الجهات directions نحط قبلها the. He to work in his company's office in Shanghai. هو أرسل. He was sent to work in his company's office in Shanghai. وهنا passive past simple was sent. That I am like my father. أنا يقال لي أن أشبه أبويا يبقى I am told. هنا برضو passive. The postman hasn't delivered the parcel. هنا negative نحط في آخر الجملة yet. My brother passed his exams. هنا عندك my brother يبقى لنا has just. بس هنا ما ينفعش أقول just has. هنا has just أو apostrophe s اختصر has just. ما ينفعش already has لأنه has already. A lot of people think that when they'll have lots of free time but often they don't. يبقى هنا بعد وين ما يجيبش الفيوتشر لا بعد وين نجيب البريزنت اللي يعني الفيوتشر. A lot of people think that when they retire they'll have lots of free time. What happens if he doesn't get here in time? يبقى هنا قالت if في الحالة الأولى يبقى what will happen. If you gave some money you to worry anymore. هنا قالت if الحالة الثانية الحالة الأولى أنك save يعني نستخدم هنا if you save some money you don't won't have to worry anymore. هنا لو أنت وفرت فلوس مش هتقلق. You won't have. Negative. Future here. My book would be a great success. هنا عندك me يبقى he told me. ما ينفعش he said me. He told me. She told me she buy me a new phone. هنا reported speech الجملة ما في reported speech she told me يبقى حول الزمن من مضارع الماضي. خد بالك عنها ما ينفعش هنا she don't ولا هنا she want to لأن to ما يجيش بعد want. she'll buy ما ينفعش يبقى she'd buy اختصار طبعا حولت كان أصلها I will buy تبقى she would buy يبقى will نحولها would في reported speech. What would they do if they هنا قاعدة if في الحالة الثانية what would they do if they have any money يبقى if they didn't have ما ينفعش weren't لأن weren't ما يجيش بعدها have. I'd do more exercise if I هنا عندك I'd do اختصار I would الحالة الثانية من حالة if يبقى if I had time past simple. Be possible to serve a table for tonight. هنا ممكن الطلب المهذب. Could you be possible to reserve? Would it be possible to reserve a table for tonight? ما ينفعش will be ولا can I be يبقى would it be possible. يبقى هنا مع كلمة possible نستخدم will أو would. Could you a good film? Could you recommend؟ هنا طبعا حسب معنى الكلمات. بعد كده when arrive هنا ده سؤال، نجيب الفعل المساعد قبل الفاعل، يبقى when did they arrive. ما ينفعش does they. who all this mess. هنا who made all this mess. هنا السؤال عن الفاعل ما جيبش فعل مساعد. he is French but he in London at the moment. يبقى عندك at the moment يبقى he is living present continuous. what of doing now. نفس الشيء عندك كلمة now، يبقى هنا what are you thinking of. what are you thinking of doing now. تفكر في عمله. I so tired that I went to bed shortly after dinner. هنا الجملة في الماضي، يبقى هنا I was so tired that I went to bed shortly after dinner. I was so tired. Have you told them the good news. هنا عندك ده سؤال، يبقى ما ينفعش ايه just. خد بالك دايما نجيب كلمة ايه يد في نهاية السؤال. Thai food. Thai food ده سؤال، يبقى أنا نستخدم كلمة ever. ever تيجي في النص مع present perfect، يبقى has she ever. ما ينفعش have she ever. has she ever eaten Thai food. We to work yesterday when we heard a loud crash behind us. هنا عندك كلمة when past continuous past simple، يبقى ما ينفعش we was، لا we were walking. They realized they to take her address so they had to go back and get it. هنا بيتكلم على الفيرست اكشن والسكند اكشن، ان هم ادركوا ان هم نسوا ياخدوا العنوان، يبقى past continuous past perfect they had forgotten. had صورة الفعل. He there before so he found it very exciting. يبقى هنا he ما ينفعش طبعا didn't go there before. هنا he hasn't been there before. هنا hasn't been و hadn't been. هنا عندك before نجيب قبلها past perfect hadn't been، يبقى الفيرست action past perfect وبعد كده second action past simple. We on holiday tomorrow so I hope the weather stays warm. هنا عندك كلمة tomorrow، يبقى عندك ما ينفعش will to. هنا they are going on holiday tomorrow. they'll go going غلط، يبقى هنا tomorrow نستخدم am و are و ing أو they present continuous. they are going on holiday. They to call at this time of night it's very late. هنا they ما ينفعش they going، ما ينفعش they going، ما ينفعش they might لأن بعدها to، ما ينفعش may will. they are unlikely يعني غير محتمل انهم يتصلوا. they are unlikely to call. خد بالك من الاختيارات هنا going يجي بعدها to بس لازم يكون قبلها am are، ما ينفعش might بعدها to. may will ما يجيش بعدها to. they are unlikely to call يعني it's not possible to call at this time of night it's very late. do you think they the championship. هنا مع do you think استخدم future اللي هي will. do you think they will win. ما ينفعش will can. the room look more cheerful if you paint it yellow. هنا مع if يبقى هنا future. the room will probably look. he to pass his driving test this time he is making too many mistakes. هنا خد بالك هنا to ما ينفعش معاها can't ولا could ولا definitely won't، يبقى he is not going. خد بالك من الاختيارات، بستبعد الكلمات اللي ما تناسبش الجملة. خد بالك هنا to ما يجيش بعدها بعد can't ولا could ولا won't. people smoke in public buildings it is not allowed غير مسموح، يبقى people mustn't تحذير. you enter the marathon if you don't want to. هنا you don't have to negative. هنا لو أنت مش عندك رغبة للاشتراك في الماراثون. My advice is that you find another job. You can't work with that awful boss anymore. بنصحك يبقى أنا you should find. I be very good at sports when I was a teenager. الجملة في الماضي يبقى هنا I used to be very good at sports. ما ينفعش wasn't be، ما ينفعش would be، ما ينفعش used to بس. 120 she often sit in the garden after coming home from work. هنا she ما ينفعش didn't use، لازم يجي بعدها ايه to، وما ينفعش often، ما ينفعش often would يبقى she would often، would من غير often لأن often مكتوبة. Swimming is one of the تجيب بعدها superlative adjective one of the best. The red shoes were expensive than the black shoes. هنا مقارنة بين شيئين يبقى far more expensive. That shop is not it used to be. هنا مقارنة بالمحل قبله وحاليا يبقى هنا is not as cheap as it used to be. ما ينفعش هنا as مع comparative adjective مع as نستخدم الصفة العادية. We have to leave yet do we. خد بالك هنا تا question هنا عندك do يبقى don't. His father was a famous writer. برضو هنا تا question عندك was يبقى ايه wasn't he. يبقى في positive نستخدم negative. I can't work if I very hungry if I feel. He won't pass the exam. He doesn't study hard for it. He won't pass the exam. خد بالك من المعنى. شوف هنا استخدم if ولا unless. هنا future وهنا present. He won't pass the exam if he doesn't. لن ينجح في الامتحان لو لم يدرس، إذا لم يدرس. Could I borrow your car if I to drive it carefully? If I promise. مع if مباشرة ما ينفعش تجيب will ولا might ولا would يبقى if I promise to drive. He sees the film if he went with an adult يبقى he could see the film لأن هنا second conditional went. If I you I take it back to the shop هنا second conditional يبقى if I were you. How long have you as a violin. How long have you نجيب بعدها present perfect أو present perfect continuous. How long have you been playing present perfect continuous. I listening to jazz music. هنا عندك خد بالك listening يبقى لازم نستخدم enjoy يبقى I've always جيب بعدها تصرف الفعل I've always enjoyed. always خليها بين الفعلين. I've always enjoyed. ما ينفعش was و enjoyed ed. He swam by the time he was 5 but he hasn't learned to dive yet. يبقى هنا عندك كلمة by the time والجملة في الماضي نستخدم he ما ينفعش can to ولا can't to يا إما couldn't يا إما could. but he hasn't learned to dive يبقى هو ما تعلمش الغوص بس كان يعرف يعوم يبقى he could. المعنى هنا استخدم الجملة في الإثبات مش في النفي. We to go to the match but we managed to watch it on TV. يبقى هنا ما قدرناش نتفرج على الماتش في الاستاد واتفرجنا عليه في التلفزيون. هنا we weren't able were able يبقى هنا we weren't able. طبعا can't و could ما ينفعوش ليه لأن الجملة في الماضي و couldn't ما يجيش بعدها could ما يجيش بعدها to. can't و could ما ينفعوش مع to يبقى هنا يا إما were able يا إما weren't able. We weren't able to go to the match but we managed to watch it on TV. المعنى هنا عايز النفي. I've just seen perfect car for you. أنا بتكلم على سيارة محددة دي أنسب سيارة لك. The perfect car for you. حددت السيارة. I didn't know they had a summer cottage south of Spain. هنا south coast of Spain، على الساحل الجنوبي من اسبانيا. on the south coast، على الساحل. They seem to have money but they don't have many friends. هنا money uncountable، نقول هنا a lot ما ينفعش a lot لوحدها، a lot of money. few مع countable، many ما ينفعش، يبقى plenty of زي a lot of. plenty of money. We don't have time to go on holiday. We don't have enough time. هنا uncountable. That's the beach. I first met your father. هنا beach مكان، يبقى where I first. Is that the coat you said you wanted to buy? The coat. Is that the coat؟ ما ينفعش في who ولا how. Is that the coat you said to want to buy؟ هنا يا اما تقول which يا اما that يا اما without ايه؟ without relative pronoun. Is that the coat you said you wanted to buy? We arrived 141. I've got a new job. Is why I've moved to Brussels. That's why. We arrived on time. If the traffic hadn't been so bad. هنا third condition if جاء بعدها past perfect يبقى نستخدم would have وتصير الفعل. يبقى هنا wouldn't، خد بالك هنا would have arrived، ما ينفعش wouldn't بس، لازم يكون فيها have. حالة ثالثة. What if you hadn't been there؟ برضو هنا الحالة الثالثة hadn't been، هنا عندك يبقى would he have done. ما ينفعش he done، هنا نجيب بعدها نجيب المين clause would have صيغة الفعل، يبقى would he have done. They told what to do yet. هنا الجملة passive، لم يقال لهم. هنا زي ما ينفعش زي wasn't ولا زي hasn't، يا اما haven't يا اما haven't، دي هنا haven't been told، هنا passive present perfect. Their furniture by Anne's husband who used to be a carpenter. هنا الجملة passive، الأساس صنع. Their furniture was made. هنا ما ينفعش being made ولا has made لأن هنا passive، يبقى was or were وصيغة الفعل. Their furniture was made by Anne's husband who used to be a carpenter. They didn't want to stay late but the boss said they to. هنا عندك to يبقى هنا they have to. هنا they have to، ممكن تقول they had لأن الجملة في الماضي، يبقى الإجابة صح had. She said she to do it last weekend. هنا عندك report speech she said. هنا عندك had done it to do، had done to do ما ينفعش، يبقى هنا she was going to do. هي أصلها she is going to، يبقى she was going to. ما ينفعش will لأن will ما يجيش بعدها to. I asked her if she knew my new mobile. هنا report speech، هنا ده سؤال وحولناه report speech. هنا عندك has seen ما ينفعش، had seen see، هنا so. هي في الأصل did you see my new mobile؟ يبقى I asked her if she had seen past perfect had seen. He promised me decorate my house. He promised to help me. He promised to help me. Why don't we to take them to the airport? Why don't we offer to? Why don't we offer to take them to the airport? What at the end of the film I missed it. يبقى ايه what happened. What happened. Do you mind me asking how old؟ ده سؤال how old are you، بس لما أبدأ هنا do you mind هنا حولت السؤال لغير مباشر، يبقى how old you are. هنا ليه ما اخترتش your؟ ما ينفعش الاختصارات في نهاية الجملة، يبقى you are هي الإجابة الصح. If you would like to meet up tomorrow خد بالك هنا ما فيش علامة استفهام، ما فيهاش كان I ولا do you know، لأن في period or full stop. يبقى I'd be interested to I was wondering. هنا بتساءل I was wondering زي إيه I wanted to know أو إيه do you mind كذا. يبقى if you'd like ده سؤال غير مباشر. They in a large house for 20 years before moving to a bungalow. هنا عندك before يبقى first action و second action. ال first action ايه زي المفروض يكون past perfect، ما فيش past perfect تستخدم ايه past simple. يبقى they lived in a large house for 20 years before moving to a bungalow. Have you heard from your brother؟ هنا يا اما yet يا اما كلمة recently لأن present perfect. I for my car keys for half an hour and I am still haven't found them. لغاية دلوقتي ببحث عن المفتاح بتاعي ومفاتيحي. يبقى I have been looking. Have been looking present perfect continuous. Billy watching motorbike races. Billy has always loved, has always been loving. الأفعال دي أفعال مشاعر ما فيهاش continuous. يبقى has always loved. اختصار has. Her parents are very proud. She a fantastic job in a well-known law firm. يبقى قدمت لها وظيفة أو عرضت عليها وظيفة. هنا passive. هنا عندك passive ما فيهاش offered ولا been offered ولا is offered. She is offered. نجيب هنا has been offered لأن هنا ده الحدث الأول present perfect مع الباسيف. has been offered. 159. How much do you think he as a director of the company? How much do you think he هنا يدفع له المرتب بتاعه. هنا الجملة برضو passive. he عندك هنا is being ما ينفعش is being is being paid has been paid has being ما ينفعش has يجي بعدها been paid ما ينفعش. يبقى الإجابة is الاختصار has been paid is being paid. Let's check. 159 is being paid هي اختصار is being paid. You should what to do when you get to the office. هنا جملة passive. You should be told. هنا passive. You should be told. He for his plane for an hour when it was suddenly cancelled. يبقى كان منتظر الطيارة لمدة ساعة بعد كده اتلغت الرحلة. يبقى ما ينفعش هنا he'd been waiting. He has been waiting. 161 had been waiting. هنا past perfect continuous يعني ده الحدث الأول واستمر لمدة ساعة قبل ما يتلغي الرحلة. Past perfect continuous. When we walked into the hotel a log of fire in the fireplace. هنا when past simple ونجيب بعدها past continuous was burning. (162) was burning past continuous. My car has just broken down for the third time. I wish it. هنا تعبير عن ندم مع كلمة I wish I had bought it. هنا my car has just broken down for the third time. هنا تعبير عن ندم إن يا ليتني ما كنتش اشتريتها بقى. أستخدم المعنى في النفي هنا I wish I hadn't bought it. يبقى مع I wish أستخدم past perfect أو past simple past perfect positive or negative. هنا if only نفس كلمة I wish. If only a foreign language I didn't have the choice at school. هنا ما ينفعش I could too. ما ينفعش I can ولا I speak. هنا نستخدم معاها I wish I could speak أو if only I could speak. Jim sharing a flat but now he prefers to live on his own بتعبر عن عادة كانت تحصل في الماضي. يبقى هنا used to like sharing a flat but now he prefers. يبقى هنا used to تعبر عن عادة كانت تحصل في الماضي. ما ينفعش would like بس لازم يجي would like to وما يجيش بعد sharing. would like sharing على طول. 165 A. Yes, used to like. Leanne complaining about her long drive to work. In the end she decided to change jobs. كانت متعودة تشتكي. هنا عندك complaining ing. يبقى هنا وخد بالك الجملة في الماضي يبقى she was always complaining. Past continuous. They us at the weekend it depends on the weather. احتمال يدعونا. They عندك هنا they might visit us. It depends on the weather. احتمال يزورونا. They might visit us at the weekend. He hungry when he gets home from football practice. هنا كلمة when هنا موجودة المعنى لما يصل في المستقبل. من محتمل أن نشعر بالجوع يبقى he is likely to be. He is likely to be هنا he is likely to be من محتمل. We to get married next April. next April يبقى هنا في خطة. might ما ينفعش to. they are definitely to ما ينفعش. will probably to ما ينفعش. they are planning to. بستخدم present perfect أو present continuous تعبير عن المستقبل. How many people have climbed Mount Everest. قمة إيفرست بدون أي أداة تعريف أو أداة تنكير. The children played in the garden with ball I'd given them. الكرة اللي أعطاها لهم يبقى the ball محدد هنا. the. If you lend me 200 sterling pound are you back at the end of the month. هنا عندك if you lend يبقى I will pay. ما ينفعش would pay. ما ينفعش might pay ولا will paying. If I to your proposal when could we sign the contract. هنا لو وافقت على العرض بتاعك نمضي على العقد امتى. if I لو يفترض ان وافق. هنا if I were to agree. هنا قاعدة if الحالة الثانية لو ممكن نفترض ان وافقت. if I were to agree to your proposal. خد بالك الفعل agree ما ينفعش continuous. Children under 15 could attend. They were with an adult. $174 providing to children. Children under 15 could attend providing to they were with an adult. As long as يعني طالما هما مع. as long as ما ينفعش providing to جملة تامة. providing to يعني بشرط. اوكي نستخدم as long as يعني طالما. We show our passports when we left the country. يبقى we didn't have to. خلاص احنا بنوري الجوازات بس احنا على الحدود بس. We didn't have to show. We were obliged to. We weren't allowed to. We mustn't show. أنا الجملة في الماضي يبقى didn't have to. We had very little petrol left in the car but we get home in the end. تعبر عن استطاعة في وقت محدد عمل شيء بصعوبة يبقى we managed to. ما ينفعش were able يجي بعدها to. This time tomorrow they in San Francisco. How exciting. زمن في المستقبل عندك tomorrow this time يبقى هنا استخدم future بس future مختلف يبقى they will be landing. تكون هبطت they will be landing. When do you think you the painting house? When do you think you will have finished? Will have finished. تعتقد تكون خلصت صبغ البيت امتى؟ هنا بستخدم future perfect will have صورة الفعل. There are still citizens. هنا citizens countable مع ايش معها a lot of ولا quite many, a great deal of, quite a few, who feel unhappy about the changes made by the government. يبقى quite a few قليل. Of people rely on public transport to get to work these days. ما ينفعش a little ولا plenty. Plenty okay. Quite a few. طبعا مين اللي بيعتمد على المواصلات العامة؟ عدد كبير. Plenty of people. Plenty of people. Dad says he to cook pasta for dinner tonight. خد بالك هنا took to موجودة ما ينفعش might ولا تنفع would. يبقى dad هنا dad says he is going to. The teacher wanted to know why his homework last night. هنا wanted to know يبقى حول السؤال من مباشر لغير مباشر. ما ينفعش hadn't Tom. ما ينفعش hadn't Tom لأن ده سؤال إيه كده الفعل مسار قبل الفاعل. سؤال عادي. هنا last night نجيب past simple بس نحول past simple ل past perfect. يبقى why Tom hadn't done his homework last night, the previous night, the night before. They told start work the following Monday. They told me I can start. لازم they told me. If she to be fluent in French she could have applied for the job. هنا قالت if هنا could have applied يبقى هنا past perfect. If she hadn't needed to be fluent in French she could have applied for the job. They here by now. If the train had been on time برضو هنا if حالة الثالثة had been يبقى would have been. عندك هنا ما ينفعش would have been اختصار would أبصر في دي. If I hadn't ignored my parents' advice قاعدة if الحالة الثالثة and hadn't ignored past perfect. خد بالك هنا عندك might have would have become و might have became ما ينفعش دي لأن become يبقى would have become. A world class athlete is a lot harder than it looks. يبقى being. She went to the doctor because she keeps getting headaches. هنا she keeps on to get ما ينفعش on to get. She keeps getting. Yes, she keeps getting. She finally stopped when the price of cigarettes went up again. Stop إيه؟ توقف التدخين. Stop smoking. I'll never snow for the first time. I'll never هنا I'll never جيب بعدها infinitive ما ينفعش to forget ولا I'll never forget to see. I'll never forget seeing. Do you ever regret تجيب بعدها ing. Do you ever regret leaving Canada and returning to your home country? بعد كده a serious accident when you drove through that red light. هنا عندك when serious كان من ممكن نحن نعمل حادثة خطيرة لو احنا عندما قدنا سيارة في الإشارة الحمراء يبقى كان ممكن نسوي حادث. و must have had could have had كان ممكن could have had. وصلنا لنهاية الاختبار. 194 the neighbors the music from your party it was terribly loud you should go and apologize to them. انت لازم تعتذر ليهم، يبقى انت اكيد ان الجيران سمعوا. هنا الجملة حصلت في الماضي، يبقى عندك ما ينفعش will hear ولا can't have heard ولا couldn't have heard، يبقى هنا can't have heard must have heard. هنا positive الجملة أكيد سمعوا الصوت العالي الموسيقى، يجب تعتذر. The gym I go to work out is open 24 hours a day. The gym هنا مكان، يبقى where I go to work out is open 24 hours a day. I wasn't keen on that restaurant. On the restaurant we went to last weekend. هنا the restaurant نختار يا إما that أو which أو بدون أداة تواصل relative pronoun. They are having lunch with his girl's friend parents live in Brighton. هنا parents يبقى إيه who relative pronoun for people. I almost fell over a pile of books on the carpet. books which ما ينفعش who which was lying أو lying بدون أداة، يبقى I almost fell over a pile of books lying on the carpet. A book by a 20-year-old girl has won 10,000 prize. A book written هنا passive which was written. People's names has always been something I've found، يبقى remembering. اوكي، خلصنا قبل دقيقة بالظبط. اتمنى تكونوا استمتعتوا بحل التمرين ده، ونشوفكم ان شاء الله في نماذج اختبارات تحديد المستوى مرة تانية. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.